Good evening, everyone. Nice to have you company wherever you're tuning in all around Australia, all around the world, be it via Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. Welcome to the Gentleman Sim Racing Club on SimShed Broadcasting. Friday Night Motorsport, the triple header coming to you on this Friday, the 13th of November 2020. Of course, Black Friday. It's been a black year, let's be perfectly honest. So what's one more Black Friday thrown in for good measure? Spa-Francorchamps, the venue, first up tonight. Then we head to Watkins Glen for the supercars and then for the stock cars, and then back to Spa for the supercars as well. You're about to see pictures coming in from production car qualifying here for this Friday night triple header. This is the 8th round of the season. 18 races left in our program this year. We've got a special announcement regarding week 10 coming your way at the end of the program, but we're very much excited about what's coming up here tonight. Critical point of the championship, production cars, stock cars, supercars, the triple header. The top and the tail, the entree and dessert from the famed 7-kilometre Spa circuit in Belgium, which recently, of course, hosted the 24 Hours of Spa. And then we head to a traditional favourite for the stock cars, Watkins Glen, for leg 2, the main course of this triple header. The end of another week. We're 4 hours away from being able to let our hair down properly for the weekend. Paul Nichols, Nico Pop, Dylan Gray, Adam Lavis are all here with me. We've got a mix of expert comments and in-race reporters for you for the opening race of the night. It is a short, sharp 30-minute sprint for the production cars around this circuit. And then, of course, we get stuck into the stock cars for just on an hour of racing at Watkins Glen. Nico Pop, good evening to you. Exciting night ahead. Spa always throws up good racing, but the stock cars from Watkins Glen is always a treat as well. And we're in for a real entertaining spectacle there tonight, given the pace of the ARCA cars in practice, from what I'm hearing.
Well, yeah, first thing is Spa. You can't beat Spa-Francorchamps. It's one of the best circuits. I think I've done... in my Grand Prix 2, 3, 4 history, I think I've done more laps around there than anywhere else. Fantastic circuit when you got downforce and all those good things. And then, yes, the stock cars from Watkins Glen, that's going to be fun too, because that's a very fast track.
Indeed, it is. Paul Nichols, good evening to you. Nice to have you back after the internet dropout on Wednesday night. Hopefully all is fair and equal, ready for a big 4 hours tonight. Practice here at the Glen. No one can stop Hammer and Hobbo, but you've slotted in nicely there in P4.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a great track. I mean, it's definitely one of my favourite tracks in GT3 cars. Plenty of downforce going up. What's it called? The Francorchamps. What's the name of that corner? Whatever that is called. Great corner. But with these cars, you don't have as much downforce, and it's very tricky. So yeah, looking forward to this race. Should be a lot of fun. Great cars, great track. Should be a great night.
I'll get to Dylan Gray and Adam Lavis very shortly, but first up, let's have a look at the championship points here, because it's a critical point. Brenton Hobson 174 points, Michael Hammond 152, and Simon Ferris 120. Forget about the rest, because they're pretty much out of contention at this point in time, even with the fact that we've got a double points race in a couple of weeks. The fourth place driver is Grant Gill on 98 points, 94 for Jonathan Turner, 84 for Paul Nichols, then Ben Collard on 83, and 76 there for Simon Francis. That's 8th place. 9th place is Josh Thomas on 70 points and 61 for Adam Lavis, and Tony De Rossi make up the top 10 here. Looking forward to this race. The qualifying time's nice and tight, except if you're at the pointy end of town. Michael Hammond's got a second on Brenton Hobson, and Brenton's got a second on the rest of the pack, but a lot of cars congested within that next second bracket from 233.6 with Grant Gill all the way down to 234.6 in 8th position, Simon Ferris. So watch the battle there down in the minor placings here. Clock has expired on qualifying. The checkered flag has been thrown. The cars will line up on the grid here and get ready to go racing. That's the circuit for you tonight. You've just seen it there on your screen. We'll get to the grid in just a moment. The race info, it's very early in the morning there at Spa. 8:40 a.m. So we've actually gone into the past, if you like, because it's about 9:35 a.m. Official time there at the moment, but sim time is 8:40 a.m, so it's a sunrise-ish affair. And I'll get to the rest of the information for you in just a moment. Mikey Hammond and Brenton Hobson the front row, Grant Gill and Paul Nichols the second row, Jonathan Turner and Jaden Russell the third row, then Ben Collard and Simon Ferris from row 4. And Xander Antonov is back on the grid. He's always good for life. He will be from row 5 alongside Dylan Gray, then 6th row, Jared Daly and Declan Reinhardt. Over the page, 7th row, Brett Selbywood and Adam Lavis. 8th row, Corey Bourne and Wayne Visitor. 9th row, Ken Munro and Daniel H. Then you go back to all these drivers that haven't set a time. So if they're going to be on the grid, they're going to be in pit lane for the start of this race. Brady McHugh, Michael Spithill, then Russ Green, Stephen Grimer and Greg McDonald. Let's go through the rest of these race facts for you right now. Partly cloudy, 19 degrees, track 19 as well. Winds southerly 16 k's an hour. The race 30 minutes long, 97 kilometres for the pace car should we need it. That'll be its speed limit. The pit lane speed limit 60 kilometres an hour. It's a standing start, as you can see. Incident count penalties 15x and then every 5x after that, and then a fast repair limit of 1. Really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. It's another case at the Hobbo and Hammer show, but Hobbo might be a little bit concerned, Nick, with the pace that Hammer had in qualifying there. He put a second on him.
Yes, but the Porsche is generally a faster car across the corners. As you can see, there's a couple of Porsches right behind Mikey. The BMW is a bit of a dragster, so if the front tyres start to scrub out, you watch Hobson get back on top of Mikey or onto his back bumper at least. So it's going to be a tough scrap at the top.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Nick.
Yeah.
I think the BMW is certainly straight and quick in a straight line, but it suffers in corners.
We've got a sunrise affair here. We've got a sunset affair coming to you from the Glen for the stock cars very shortly. The front of our triple header is green. Nice jump from Michael Hammond. Look up on the inside. That was a good jump from Grant Gill. Trying to squeeze through the middle now as they head towards turn 1. But it's status quo. Hobbo very wide at 1. That might allow Grant Gill to come up on the inside, but Hobbo's going to have the line when they get to Roe Rouge. And Dylan Gray is spun at the back of the field. Down to Roe Rouge for the first time. Hammer is already clear. Hollow sitting second. Grant Gill tucked in behind. Watch the slipstream effect as they head up the Camel Straight for the first time. Nice clean start from everybody else. Tucked in behind. But it's Michael Hammond in complete control at the front of the field. Paul Nichols in there as well.
Grant Gill's lost 2, maybe 3 positions here.
Oh, he's lost 2 spots there. We've got Jonathan Turner off at the back of the shot there. Nice slipstream work from both Paul Nichols and also Russell, Jaden Russell, to get up there on the inside of Grant Gill at the end of Camel Straight. So all of that's allowed Michael Hammond to clear out. And Hobbo's the best of the rest at the moment. A very wide line through 1. Dylan Gray's had another spin, that time at the hairpin. But, yeah, a clean start other than that. And interesting to note that Grant Gill made a very nice initial jump, Nick, but the experience, I should say, of Brenton Hobson just too good in the end.
Yeah, experience of Brenton Hobson, and then Paul Nichols and Jaden Russell have gone past him as well. Hope he doesn't drop too far down.
Laser Dave Farrell tuning in on our Facebook live stream with the message, "Okay, let's go, ladies." I think he's 3 nights late for that, but that's another story. Xander Antonov's got crunched up at the back of the field as well, so we'll have a look at that for you shortly. There's a lot happening out there. It's only lap 1. This is Ken Munro.
On the live timing, the first 3 have kind of broken away, and then the rest are all banked up together, so it's going to be an interesting race.
I was going to say, I can't say I'm surprised by that. Normally that's what we expect, particularly on a Friday night. Normally it's the first 2, but Nico's also broken clear of the pack in this opening couple of laps as well. So Hobbo trails Hammond by 2.6 seconds, the end of the first lap. Whoa, dive bomb there. Declan Reinhardt got squeezed out as Brady McHugh went through on the inside. Jeez, there's a lot happening out there, and it's only lap 1. We've got a car in the pit lane as well. Here's a replay of the start. So that was Grant Gill. Nice initial jump. Went with Hammond. Tried to then go through the middle of him and Hobbo, and ended up getting muscled out with Hobbo sweeping around the outside. Dylan Gray got turned around at turn 1. That allowed... Well, actually, he wasn't the only one there, as you can see. That created all sorts of havoc. The cars coming out of pit lane automatically benefited from that carnage.
Michael Hammond's first lap was 3 seconds faster than anybody else.
Just extraordinary, wasn't it? 2.7 was his advantage at the end of the opening lap. He's extended it out to 3.4. Let's go on board with Adam Lavis here, and let's have a look down as they come to turn 1. He was up on the outside there, trying to mind his own business and just got caught up as an innocent bystander in all of that. He was trying to avoid Dylan Gray and then got smashed into and turned around. Not the easiest start, Adam Lavis.
No, I got whacked, and now it's a matter of trying to get through the field.
And don't forget there is a fast repair limit here for these guys. There is one fast repair available to them. However, the other question, Nick, will be fuel. Is this a splash and dash like we saw at Phillip Island, or is this going to be save fuel, get to the end, and in what's probably going to be, well, 2:34 was the standing lap time for Michael Hammond, what's probably going to be a 12-lap or 13-lap race at most?
Yeah, I don't know the fuel burn and I don't know the fuel tank capacity, but I dare say that it's going to be either a splash or a save. So, yeah, all the power to him. Knowing Michael Hammond, I reckon he's just going to go for it.
Definitely splash and go.
30%. Definitely splash and go. That's the word coming through from Paul Nichols. 30% fuel limit capacity for these guys. So that explains that. 1% a minute. Around here, that's a bit hard, I could imagine. So that's going to bring it back to a 12-lap race once you take that into consideration. And, yeah, there's plenty of battles all around. So let's have a look at this now for you. Adam Lavis, 13th at the moment. He's right on the clock of Ken Munro, Wayne Visser, and Xander Antonov.
I think Declan Reinhardt there in the cop car. Russ Green in the BP, another BP car. And Stephen rounding at the tail of this field. Of this group, I should say. It's a pretty big field here.
Indeed it is. Hammond's lead is out to 4.2 seconds. That time around 1.3 seconds quicker than Hobbo. He was 2.7 quicker on the opening lap. So Michael Hammond is racking up some numbers that are very impressive here at this point in time. Reinhardt around the outside of Adam Lavis. That is job done. The car in behind Adam Lavis is Russ Green at the moment. Then you got to worry about Stephen Grimer as well as they go flat chat through Eau Rouge one more time. Turkish Formula 1 Grand Prix underway. Women's State of Origin on tonight as well. We'll have updates from both as the evening unfolds, and so too MotoGP from Valencia. So a big night of live sport and also sim sport for you right here on Simshed Broadcasting. 6.25 minutes gone here. Michael Hammond leads from Brenton Hobson and Jaden Russell. Let's check in with Dylan Gray, I should say. Mate, so that was a rough opening lap. How are you settling into the swing of things now?
I think I nearly rolled it going into turn 1.
Okay.
All by myself.
Can only get better from there.
Yeah, if I rolled it, I rolled it. I wouldn't care. I've been enjoying the roller coaster.
That's it. That's the main thing, mate. And Nick, in the end, good numbers tonight. We had 20 guys start the race. Oh, squeezed out. Paul Nichols, have a look at this. I'll come back to the point about the field. That's Jaden Russell and Paul Nichols side by side arguing over the same piece of real estate. Let's stick with this. We're going to get another look at it as they come through the back section of the circuit, Nick, and neither bloke wanted to give way here.
Not a corner you go side by side in. Very fast corner. And if you're hunting for zero incidents, oh wow. So Paul thought he was clear. Just wasn't. But Jaden should have conceded the corner there by that stage.
Well, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Driven off the road. So it's a bit unnecessary, but I mean, look, they're still in it. They're still fighting. If Jaden is faster, he'll find a way eventually past. He just doesn't have to do kamikaze moves.
Indeed. So Michael Hammond and Brenton Hobson, Paul Nichols, Jaden Russell, Simon Ferris and Ben Collard, the top 6 at the moment. This is Brady McHugh up there on the inside. I'll tell you what, that's forceful driving from McHugh, trying to find a way by Ben Collard at the moment. And Grant Gill's in there as well. Down on the inside to turn 1. Yeah, nicely done. Oh, what about that? The up and under. And more rubbish. More track limits being abused there at this point in time, Nico Pop.
Well, I mean, you got past the guy, but you still got to give racing room. It's plain and simple, but anyway.
Indeed. So Brady McHugh and now it's Grant Gill alongside him.
Porsche just doesn't have the legs.
Jocular aerial shot. Sorry, Nick.
The Porsche just doesn't have the legs in a straight line.
No, it doesn't. And I know this is something that the club's been working on to try and balance of performance, for lack of better words. But there are just some circuits where that isn't possible.
Yeah, well, that's it. But I do like the fact that there is differences in the cars. So some tracks will suit some, and some will suit others a bit. I mean, and then you look at something like if we went to a lakeside where it kind of a fast car in a straight line and a fast car around the corners, they're both pretty even around there.
Well, that's exactly right.
Here we go, side by side, Brady McHugh.
Right. And Simon Ferris this time, I think it is. Yep. And Brady McHugh's got his nose up on the outside there. Ferris will hold the line on the inside. But McHugh will want to force the issue, though, around the outside. Oh, that's brilliant driving from both of these men. McHugh gets the spot. Collard in there arguing over the same piece of real estate with Gill. A four-way fight for fifth at the moment. We are only 10 minutes into this race. Super racing unfolding here at the Spa circuit right now. It's only lap 4. There's another 8 laps of this to come. There'll be some fuel saving going on, but we've been told that it should be a splash and dash. Without question, without doubt. There's Ben Collard all over the back of Grant Gill. And again,
I was just going to say, I've got a feeling that maybe car 88 might be saving.
Brenton Hobson, yeah, righto. Well, he is 8 seconds behind Michael Hammond, and that's rare.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Declan Reinhardt's in this. Now, that's Dylan Gray. Oh, sorry, no, that's Adam Lavis, I should say as well. Oh boy, Reinhardt and Lavis arguing over the same piece of real estate. Visor is in there as well. Grimer and Turner. Jared Daly's just ahead of them at this point in time.
Green's in the pit lane.
So there's the first one to jump in Russ Green.
So this track in iRace has a lot of places where you can get off track and get a 1X. And it's really unfortunate because it's a really nice track. But they've also tarmacked a fair bit of it off. So things like this exit curve up here, so not this one, but the following curve, if you go too wide here, you get a 1X. It's just little silly things. So getting a clean race around here is very hard to do.
Have a look at this. We're on board with Adam Lavis at the moment. Now, Ken Munro's a lap down, Michael Spithill 2 laps down, and Brett Selbywood hardly got off the line. So Brett Selbywood already out of the race. Adam Lavis at the end of the back straight, sitting there in 11th at the moment. Trying to find... Yeah.
I was just going to say, McHugh up 14 spots.
He's been a big mover. He was one of the guys that didn't settle up in quality and started from pit lane. Of course, very well assisted by that kerfuffle at turn 1 that caught up 3 cars. And then the rest is just pure skill from this guy. He's a fine talent. He doesn't always have the luck he deserves, but when it's his night, he's right at the pointy end of town and blitzing the competition. At the moment, he's trying to track down Paul Nichols. Watch him, Nico. He's on his way. The margin's only 2.5 seconds at the moment. Nichols to McHugh, 4th and 5th. You can see it on your screen there. Nico in the green car, McHugh in the yellow car. And then Ferris behind him in the black car. As they make their way around this fast section of circuit, the last sector of this lap. 12.5 minutes gone. We're about to get to the end of lap 6 here. Michael Hammond leading from Brenton Hobson. Sorry, lap 5, I should say. We're on to the start of lap 6 now. Hammond, Hobson and Russell, the top 3. That's been a nice run from Jaden Russell, albeit a little bit lonely.
Yeah, he's just in front of Nico, and he's... Oh, what's he doing? Last lap, 33, 34, 35. He's just a little bit quicker than Nico, so he's just pulling away. But, look, it's a name we haven't seen too much of at the front, and he's up there. He's Jonathan Turner.
I want to quickly go back to Adam Lavis. Oh, you got to slow down, did you, Nico? That won't help your run. So Brady McHugh is going to be within striking distance of you very shortly. Adam Lavis, I want to come to you at this point in time. It was pointed out to us, and rightly so, by Dave Farrelly, that you've got the cops chasing you at the moment. Has that ever happened in the real world?
Not regularly.
No, well, that's good. I'm very pleased to hear that. What about Trent?
Oh, well.
I
Plead
play the fifth.
Play the fifth, yeah.
If
Yeah.
he mucks around a noose, he might get the cops on him.
Yeah, exactly right. We wish Trent and everyone else from the
He lives
club
on the
that
Gold Coast in a hodded up car. Of course he's going to see cops.
absolutely.
Yeah, Trent and Kester are up there tonight, so they won't be racing with us tonight.
No, they won't be. We wish them the very best of luck down there. Look at this on the inside. Oh, boy. That was Stephen Grimer on Declan Reinhardt trying to get the job done. And still the battle goes on. Reinhardt the outside, Reinhardt the inside, Grimer the outside now as they head down to turn 10.
It's a long way
Oh,
around.
what a move that would be if he could pull it off. It is the long way round, Nick, but I tell you what, he gave it a good crack. Now he was looking to get down the inside, couldn't get the job done. Now have a look at this.
Nico's car here.
Let's just follow this because Brady McHugh has caught Paul Nicholls. I'm going to leave Nico alone for the moment. We'll get back to him and touch base very shortly, and he's going to join us in commentary for the stock car race as well. But, he's under all sorts of pressure right now from Brady McHugh. And again, it's been a night where the BMWs have had the edge on the Porsches. That's well documented. We wait and see what Nico can do here in response to Brady McHugh's onslaught. His assault on this race. McHugh's been in fine form tonight, already moving up 14 positions. This will be 15 if he can get by Nico. But then Paul's still in a very good position to sit there in 5th place unless Simon Ferris decides to mount an attack. Out on the outside goes McHugh. He'll think better of it for the moment. He'll yield. Now the up and under on the exit. He's trying to set himself up for turn 1.
He's got the drive. I don't know if he'll get it done before turn 1 here. Ben Collard's in.
I was going to say, Nicholls is holding the inside line here as well. Trying to make the task difficult for him, as is his right. McHugh all over the back of him like a bad rash at the moment, like a cheap suit as they go down towards Eau Rouge. They're now side by side. You're right on board with Brady McHugh. He's got the job done. McHugh to position number 4, and the next target is Jaden Russell, who is 10 seconds down the road.
Got a couple more cars.
Very nicely done. Ben Collard in and out in 5.2 seconds was his pit time. So that's a very nice, smooth, clean stop. Dylan Gray sitting in 15th, Adam Lavis sitting in 9th, and Paul Nicholls sitting in 5th at the moment. Our 3 in-race reporters for you. Is that okay with Nico Pop in commentary for you for the first leg of the triple header. Friday Night Motorsport, round 8 of season 3 in 2020 as far as the iRacing calendar year for the Gentleman Sim Racing Club is concerned. We're here with thanks to the great people at Central Coast Subaru, LJ Huganda, Flash Graphics, Oculair, Simple Sim Computers, Racecraft, and also Stone Cold Racing. The Stone Cold Supercar Series coming up a little bit later on. Have a look at this now. Look at Dylan Gray trying to find a way by on the inside. That's really nicely done, actually. Really nicely done on Ben Collard. And the next target is Xander Antonov, who's only 0.8 of a second down the road. So Dylan's trying to fight his way back into the top 14 here. He sits 14th at the moment. He won't get to the 10 at this stage, like given everything playing out, but he's driving well, fighting back after what was a difficult start, Nick.
That aerial shot, I was going to point it out, but you're thanking our sponsors, but that aerial shot just shows how much mumbo these BMWs have. They got some straight line handling on them. They just pull away from the Porsches. It's ridiculous.
The Porsche is definitely quicker through the back end of the course, but in straight line, they're definitely slow.
And that's another issue we're going to probably see for these Porsches when we get to Bathurst, Nico. The BMWs, they should tear it up along Mountain Straight and Conrod Straight, but across the top and in the windy sections, the Porsche should be able to reel it in, and that's why we got such a thrilling race there last time.
Yeah,
absolutely. Look at the 3, 4, 5 here.
Yeah, so we got Jaden Russell, Brady McHugh, Paul Nicholls, and then we got Simon Ferris and Grant Gill just watching brief at the back there. Watch Brady McHugh.
All the way around turn 1. He's on the back of Jaden Russell right here, right now. This has been a great fight from Brady McHugh. This to go to third at the end of the back straight. I got green lights lighting up all over the timing screen at the moment. A lot of drivers setting their PB that last time round. Race pace, Michael Hammond 2:32.46, 2:31.56 is his best one so far. Now, that'll do it. That'll cruel it every day of the week. So Jaden Russell's going to lose a bunch of spots here, swagger spots. McHugh to third, Nichols to fourth, Ferris and Gill to fifth and sixth. And Jaden Russell with that slow down out of Eau Rouge is curtains as far as the battle for third is concerned. All right, now that things are starting to slow down a little bit, we can ride on board here with Declan Reinhardt if we want. Down the inside! So Reinhardt, just as I was about to say it, finds a way past Adam Lavis. Let's ride on board with him if we can, JP, and go for a lap of this 7 kilometre circuit, and Nick will talk you through it.
Now Stephen Grimer and Jonathan Turner in tow. Looks like the Highway Patrol's got a position there. So, here we are with Declan. We could grab the gears too, JP, because some cars are different to others. Going into, it's called the no-name corner, but I call it Malmedy. Run down the hill. Just fantastic bit of circuit, especially in an open wheeler with high downforce. In an F1 car, it's almost flat. These things you've got to brake and down change, down to fourth, and watch your apex, and not drift wide out here. So that's going to be definite off track. There could be cars coming up the inside here. Fourth gear, flat. Work your way down the hill to the Fangay chicane, very fast chicane. Back down another 2 gears. Get onto that curb. He hasn't got, there it is. He's on the curb. Get onto the other curb to make your slingshot down to the first of the Stavlo corners.
Michael Hammond's in the pits. Continue on, Nick.
This is the Stavlo 1, and this is where it rejoins the old fearsome circuit of 20-something miles that used to run through different towns. Old circuit rejoins there. So this is the old circuit. It has been changed over the years up here at the bus stop. However, pretty confusing anyway. Work your way through the gears, flat out through this little kink. The next one is Blanchiment. It's flat out in a Formula 1 car. These guys look like they're backing off a little bit, having to get back on it again. Set yourself up for the bus stop chicane. It used to turn left and then right. Now it's going right and then left. So it looks like he's defending from somebody here. Back to second gear. Oh, he's going in the pits. Might have to jump.
There you go. So that ruins that. So Stephen Grimer continues on. Jonathan Turner continues on. Apologies, I did get my Grimers and my Lavises mixed up. But when there's that many black and green coloured cars in the field, for some reason it's popular. That was always going to happen. We've now picked it up along the Camel Straight here, and we're riding with Michael Hammond, who's also been in to complete his stop. And Brenton Hobson's now the new race leader, but not effective race leader. That's the man we're riding with.
Well, Mikey's 9.7 seconds behind, so we're coming through the top of the course here. We're pretty much back to where we started, so I'll wait till he gets down to the bottom of the circuit. Mikey's stop was 4.2 seconds, and he's 9 seconds behind Brenton, so I'm just going to do a little bit of spying here. Brenton's got 10 litres of fuel. I don't know if he can make it or not. Not entirely sure. But what, 9 minutes?
And that's
so
the
he might
thing
make it.
too. Well, this is the thing, Nick. He's got. That's the end. Well, this will be the end of lap 9 when he gets back to the line. There'll only be 3 to go. So, yeah, touch and go. Touch and go.
So Mikey just has to put the pressure on him.
Absolutely.
What we might do is we might watch Brenton here. If Brenton doesn't pull in, we might jump on board for a lap.
Why not? Because this will be a masterclass if you can pull it off. Just quickly updating you. Women's State of Origin, 0-all at this point in time, New South Wales and Queensland, about 7.5 minutes played. Women's State of Origin on 9 and Fox League. So again, same deal as the other night, folks. Us on one screen, Origin on the other. We've got you covered for both. The best of both worlds on a Friday night. Good to have Friday Night Motorsport back as well. Only 2 more weeks of this, and looking forward to a Thursday night edition in a couple of weeks' time. More on that at the end of the broadcast.
Hobson's going to go for another lap. All right, here we go.
Indeed he is. He's definitely fuel saving, Nick. This is an awesome drive if you can pull it off.
Coming across the line, working your way through the gears. There's a hairpin up here called a La Source. Traditional turn 1, second gear, possibly even first if you get it slow enough. Plenty of room on the outside there, but it's very easy to pick up. Grant Gill, by the way, is in. To pick up a off track. Work your way back through the gears, up to 5th gear, possibly 6th. No, 5th gear. In these cars, you have to lift. In a Formula 1, it's flat out. Brussels sprout. Across the top, Radion is the top of the hill. Eau Rouge is the actual main part of the uphill climb. And down what they call the Camel Straight. Wave to all the Belgian people on the left there. I can't imagine watching Formula 1 or something like that on a straight bit of road. But anyway, braking down for the Les Combes chicane. Great passing spot here, third gear. Left and then right again. Work your way down the hill to Rivage. Braking, downhill hairpin, off camber, all the good things that really make a tough turn. 180 degrees around, go back the opposite direction, work your way to No Name Corner or Malmedy. Very critical corner to get a run on down this straight. It's all downhill here, it's all momentum. Down the hill, work your way back through the gears. Again, it's going to be a heavy brake, down a gear, down 2 gears, and then pretty much flat out from this point on. Formula 1 cars just do a slight lift or a flat through there in qualifying. Work your way back up through the gears, down to the Fagné chicane. I'll get the French right or the Flemish right. Back to third gear, across the curves on the right, across the curves on the left. Drift it right out to the right-hand curb, use as much road as you can. Get this critical corner, the Stavelo number 1, right, back to third gear, and then should be close to flat out through Stavelo 2. Where Mika Hakkinen spun in 2000 and lost the lead, but then he got it back on the other side of the circuit. Flat out, rejoin the old circuit. Through all these fast corners, through the trees. That's one thing I love about Monza, the old Hockenheim here, is you feel like you're going somewhere. You're going through the trees. Mind you, the trees have been pushed back. Bit of a lift through Blanchimont. Don't use too much exit curb there, as Kimi Räikkönen found out in 2008. Braking down, back to second gear for the bus stop chicane. Cross the curbing on the left, cross the curbing on the right. Michael Hammond's still 8 seconds away, so Brenton Hobson might have pulled a masterstroke here.
2 laps to go.
Through the gears and back across the line, starting in another lap.
Then Collard's had a coming together with Zander Antonov. We're going to have a look at that now for you. This is through the back of the circuit, coming down towards turn 10. Uh-oh.
Hey.
Uh-oh. Come on, Xander. What are you doing to us?
So Paul Nichols is in, Simon Ferris is in, Adam Maverick is in. So Jaden Russell, Brendan Hobson have continued on through.
So Jaden hasn't stopped yet either. That's the interesting thing here.
Mikey Hammond is still 8.2 back. So, yes, possible masterstroke here from one Brenton Hobson, car 88.
Indeed. It would be phenomenal if he could pull it off. The interesting thing for mine, we've lost Dylan Gray. He's now a lap down. So he's still in the broadcast booth, but he's not. His camera's not showing. Dylan, what's going on, mate? Been whereabouts?
Where what you call it? The Popo crashed just past there.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Yep. Okay. Unlucky. Obviously, we'll see Dylan a little bit later on in the night as well. Paul Nichols still running strong. They're in 4th place, but there's a gaggle of cars looking for Nico. Bearing him down. Have a look at this. Brady McHugh's in there. Simon Ferris, Grant Gill, all in there. All within striking distance of Paul Nichols. The battle for 4th has ignited here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. You'd favour the BMWs to find a way by, but the Porsches have got the legs around the back section of the circuit. McHugh on the inside of Ferris. Couldn't quite get the job done. He'll get it done in the second part of the corner, but Ferris got over the inside line when they get up to the right-hander. Ferris and McHugh fighting over 5th. And if you're Paul Nichols, McHugh on the outside. That was brilliant. I was going to say, if you're Paul Nichols, you're hoping for Ferris to hold on and hoping for them to continue squabbling and let him try and break clear. But now he's going to be really under pressure, under the pump from Brady McHugh on this last lap of the race. Brenton Hobson has gone through. He has not stopped. He is on the run home, Nick. The clock's not far off expiring. This is the last lap of the race. These guys are on the penultimate lap.
Well, he's got 3.1 litres left in his tank. He's got 10 seconds of Mikey Hammond. Brady McHugh put himself back because he had an 11-second stop, whereas everybody else has been the 4 to 5-second stops. So we dare say this green car up in front is going to be under attack for this last lap.
I'll tell you right. What about this? This is brilliant from Brady McHugh. Charging back through to potentially get himself into 4th place. Jaden Russell, a brilliant run from him. He's going to be rewarded with the podium here. Watch McHugh come down the inside of Nichols. Nichols defends. McHugh looks to the outside at La Source. The run down to Eau Rouge is critical and key. Nico's gone wide. Nico's thrown it away on the exit of La Source. Oh, jeez, I just heard a crunch. Someone's gone into the wall somewhere. So Nico continues to hold off. Oh no, he's been muscled out by Grant Gill as well. Brady McHugh holds off Simon Ferris. The 2 BMWs are skipped clear. Grant Gill, then Paul Nichols. But in the meantime, here is Brenton Hobson. Can he limp it home? What a performance this will turn out to be from him. One for the ages if he's been able to run it for the fuel number. Oh, he's home. He's surely got to be home. 1.5 litres, and he's got through most of the circuit. He's got less of the lap to come than what he's already completed. This is a genius move. He's run to a number all night. He's not going to have the fastest lap of the race. That's going to go to Michael Hammond at 2:31.56. But the W is going to come the way of Brenton Hobson. This has been a phenomenal drive. He's not had to lead all the way, but this will be a win for the ages from him, and he'll extend his championship lead as a result.
I dare say Mikey Hammond's run out of front tyres, because his lap times have leaned out as well.
They certainly have. 2:35.09 last time round.
Last
turn, checkered flag through the bus stop. He's not going to be able to celebrate too much, but Brenton Hobson wins Production Cars Round 8, Spa-Francorchamps, Belgium. Nicely done. Great drive from Brenton Hobson. Michael Hammond comes home for 2nd. And then Jaden Russell will be the next one home in 3rd. Or will he? He's limping around as well. And now again, this comes back to fuel. Brady McHugh's in the position to gobble it up, as is Simon Ferris. Russell's gone here. McHugh's going to go through to 3rd, and Russell's run out of fuel. Can you believe that? One car was able to muscle his way to the line, fuel saving, the other not so. McHugh's going to get 3rd. Ferris will go 4th. And then, limping to the line, Jaden Russell will round out the top 5, but what a great fight it was until then. Nick, it's just the tail of the experience of Brenton. Oh, he hasn't. No, you're right. He's limping. He's not going to get there, is he?
Get him there!
Nick guy's going to go 5th. Wow. Can you believe that? Adam Laver 6th. Then Russ Green. Jaden Russell has now crossed the line in 8th. And see, this is exactly what I was going to say, Nick. It didn't matter where Jaden Russell ended up. Once he slid off the podium there, it was all a matter of going downhill. But it's again, the experience of someone like Brenton Hobson to be able to nurse the car and do everything right to save the required fuel to be able to not splash and dash like so many of the field did. And that's the experience at the end of the day of Helbo that's got him home ahead of everybody. And it's why Russell's run out of fuel with maybe 500 metres to go.
In all honesty, I think the Porsche was the car to save fuel. If you had a BMW, I think you were kind of hamstrung and had to pit. Good work, Nico.
That was fun. I made a mistake, and myself and get together with Grant Gill. Anyway, great race, good fun. Really enjoyed it.
In the end, Nico, oh no, Xander Antonov on his run to the line. He hasn't crossed the line yet. He's sliding all over the place. He'll beat Wayne Visitor to the line, but only just in the end. And Xander Antonov goes 15th. Oh, spare me, that was insane.
Great finish.
Nico, oh, bang, Visa, straight in. All right, Let's do this as quickly as we can. Jonathan Turner there on screen as well. There's the results. Brenton Hobson from Mikey Hammond and Brady McHugh, Simon Ferris and Paul Nichols. Now, what's happened there, Nico? Have you? Sorry, no, that's right. Sorry, no, my apologies. I was getting ahead of myself. Nico with 5th, then Adam Lavis in for 6th place, then Russ Green, Jaden Russell, Jared Daly, Stephen Grimer, the top 10, Zender Antonov, Ben Collard, Ken Munro, Corey Bourne, Michael Spithill, Daniel Aish and Greg McDonald. Brilliant racing all across the board. I like to try and debrief here. I'll get to Nico in just a moment because he's going to stay with us for the Stockcar race.
I'm about to go.
In the meantime, Nick, your thoughts on all of that before you do go?
Oh, it's fantastic racing. It was a little bit quiet there in the middle when people were sorting themselves out, but the limit of the fuel was fantastic. It was right on the limit. Lap count was perfect, and tactics as well as track positioning played their part in that one.
Indeed, they did. Let's get some reaction from some of the drivers that were part of the show there. I'll start with you, Brady McHugh. Nice drive, mate. 16 places gained. Started from pit lane, brought it home. Position number 3. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, mate. That was good fun. That was my first drive in the GT4 car. I literally bought it 10 minutes before, so I actually really like that car. You got to be super smooth, so it's good.
Indeed you do, and that's the other thing as well. When we look back on the race that was in the closing stages, in literally the last 50 metres, you grabbed 3rd. It was looking like 4th for so long, but it just goes to show that the splash and dash really helped in the long run.
Yeah, mate, it did. I overfilled a little, which was all right, but mate, I had some really, really good battles with Simon and Paul Nichols and Grant there. That was good fun. Indeed
it was, mate. What else is on your agenda for the rest of the night? Are you having another run somewhere along the way here?
Yeah, mate. I might jump in the stock cars actually now, and then plan to do the supercars later. So the 3-peat.
All right, the 3-peat. Why not? So obviously that car is suited to you. You've only just bought it, and probably a good purchase, probably your best one of the week. But finally, some good luck for you around Spa.
Yeah, no, it was good, mate. It's as I said, it rewards smooth driving and limiting the sliding. Very much like an open wheeler or something, I guess. So that's probably hence why it suits my style. But I'd like to do some more laps in it and see if we could run at the front with Mick and Hobbo.
Indeed. All right, mate. We'll check back in with you throughout the course of the night because obviously if you're doing the triple header, we'll have the chance to chat later on in the evening. Well done on all of that. We'll catch up soon.
Thanks, mate. Look forward to it.
All right, let's throw the conversation around here. Zender and Tony, if I'm coming to you last because of your theatrics there in the last corner. Stephen Grimer, your thoughts on all of that? That was a very entertaining race in part there. And, of course, you were in a battle with Grant Gill and Jared Daly there at times. What do you make of the 30 minutes that we just had?
Oh, yeah, mate. Thanks very much. I thought it was a fantastic race. I battled with Declan for probably the most of the race.
Yep.
And, mate, I'd personally like to thank him because it's the closest and hardest racing I've had in a long time. And I think we might have touched maybe once or twice. So he's a hard but fair racer, and I really enjoyed it. So I changed the car setup at the last second, and it really worked for me today. So very happy.
And at the end of the day, fast, fair, and clean is what it's all about, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's definitely one of the better races I've had in a long time. And I'm not sure what happened to him at the end. He disappeared, but I was concentrating really hard to keep the progress going.
Indeed. These cars, I mean, one of the great things about the production car series is you mix up the cars week to week. This was the second week in the GT4 cars, so obviously we've got a new car on the way next week. But what do you make of running these cars on this circuit?
Oh, yeah, it's a little bit like a wet sponge, really, to be honest. But because I raced the F3 last night, so it was a bit of a transition. So
Absolutely.
I completely wrecked qualifying. Didn't even get a lap in. So, yeah, so to have a race like that, mate, I couldn't have asked for more.
All right, what's next for you? You're back on track a little bit later on this evening in the supercar, yeah?
No,
No,
I won't be. Too many kids, mate, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What's next? Will we see you in one of the early races next week, or is it next Friday night that your focus turns to now?
It will be, I'll do the F3 and then this on Friday night. So
Beautiful.
Friday night's becoming a night I'm looking forward to, especially if I get to race Declan a lot more.
I was going to say, Friday night's the night we're all looking forward to, especially this year, thanks to COVID.
Yeah,
Mate, well
absolutely.
done. That was great racing, and we look forward to touching base again with you next week.
Yeah, thanks very much, and really enjoying the broadcasting.
We're enjoying it as well, mate. It's just nice that people are tuning in. Have a good week. We'll catch up next Friday. Let's go to Grant Gill at this point in time. Geez, you were in the thick of that. Right at the start there, it looked like you were going to try and make the dive bomb move down on the inside of Mikey and Brenton and take the lead. Then you were in the middle between them going through one. You had the side-by-side battle with Brenton Hobson all the way down to Eau Rouge. Conceded that. Then it was a fight with Paul Nichols. It's been an interesting and entertaining half hour for you.
Zach. You left me nothing to say. You summed it up perfectly. Look, that was brilliant. Had another great qualified in third, and as has been discussed before, the Porsches get off the line really well. So I didn't know if Hamo would want to lurch over and get in front of Hamo and Hobbo. So I had a look down the inside, and he shut that off pretty quick. And it was great racing. It's fantastic, battling with all those boys. And then second last lap, Nico blew it out of La Source and went a bit wide, and the other two boys got through, and he just came across, and he came across a bit more, and then he ran me into the wall. So he didn't see me, which is all good. And that's all's fair in love and war. But I didn't realise I'd picked up a bit of damage out of that, and when we got round the back of the circuit with 2-3 corners to go, lost it just around this part of the track, and it just let go on me, put me into the wall. Nico had his own moment behind me, probably trying to avoid me, and then then it all turned to what's time slot now?
No, it's not early enough, but I know what you're going to say, so that's okay.
Right there, and so 11th place, best I could hope for, I guess, given the circumstance. But what a fantastic evening's racing for me.
Indeed. I'm just loading into the Stockcar server now, and I'm sure JP's doing the same. So we'll see what we can come up with here with the Stockcar race in just a few moments, mate. That last lap, obviously, you got caught up with. We didn't see the incident. We only heard the sound effects. We heard someone go into the wall. But obviously, with it being the last lap, all that you could do was limp it to the line. Given that it was a checkered flag lap, there was no opportunity to come in and fast repair the car.
No, absolutely, and it was looking like a really good week for me. I was fourth in the point score prior to tonight, and when Nico ended up behind me, that was a couple of points I was going to stay in front of him. But I don't think it'll do me too much harm, and we've still got a couple of good races to go on the double points at the end of the season. So it'd be interesting to see what cars we end up in, and loving the production cars.
As we saw you come home there in 11th in the end, mate. Unfortunately, obviously after having the pace to run in the top 6 there for so long, that was a little bit disappointing, but again, not much you can do about that. Thanks for stopping by to have a chat to us. We appreciate that, and obviously a huge thanks to Oculair for being an ongoing supporter of the Gentleman's Sim Racing Club. You've got a supercar race later in the evening in the second split or the top split?
Would be the top split. I qualified